Hello everyone, my name is Forrest and I'm a tutor for MAST education in the subjects of AP English Language and Composition as well as AP Capstone Research. I've been teaching academically in tutoring for around 1 year. I have about 1 year of experience in that area, but the majority of my teaching experience comes from teaching first aid, which I've been doing for the past 2 years. I'm a certified instructor with multiple organizations. I've taught hundreds of students in first aid and have attended numerous teaching as well as instructor development courses. I've taught students who have no medical knowledge at all, no knowledge of first aid. I've taught students with limited language capabilities in terms of English. I've taught students young and old across the board in numerous countries. And so I have a lot of teaching experience there. I think a lot of unique experiences to bring to the board when it comes to teaching. And more importantly, to apply to subjects that have a really interdisciplinary approach, such as AP English, Language and Composition, and more importantly, AP Capstone, subjects that really take more of a real life focus when you look at the components of them. So we're going to have a lot of fun when it comes to teaching and tutoring. We're going to get to know each other, we're going to develop a friendship, we're going to work hard, and we're going to help you achieve your goals in terms of the AP exam that you have. And I just love seeing students really light up, and I love seeing students learn about their passions, discover new things, achieve their goals, and that's what a lot of this is going to be about, and that's what a lot of these courses are about. And I know that you will inspire me as we begin to work together. Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about AP English Language and Composition, and we're specifically going to focus on the free response questions. And more specifically on question 2. For this particular question on the AP exam, you have 40 minutes to answer it, but what I want to talk about today is one of the most key components of any essay writing, but specifically on the AP English Language and Composition. Now, as you know, for the exam, you can score out of 9 points, and what they're really looking for is just a really well-written essay, a really well-structured essay, an understanding of English concepts such as rhetorical devices, use of diction, as well as an essay that just incorporates knowledge beyond what they teach you. So understanding cultural context and really going above and beyond just stating a fact and moving on. So what we want, and analyzing in that area. But what we're going to focus on today is, like I said, the most important aspects of writing any essay, and that's the thesis statement. And the cool thing about the AP English Language and Composition free response question, specifically on question 2, is that it gives you a lot of background into what you need to know. And the prompt will help you understand the context and will give you the direction, the roadmap to get to your roadmap, the roadmap to get to your thesis in that way. So we're going to go ahead and read the prompt really quickly. So on June 11th, 2004, Margaret Thatcher, the former Prime Minister of Great Britain, delivered the following eulogy to the American people in honor of former United States President Ronald Reagan, with whom she had worked closely. Okay, so that's the context, the cultural, the historical context that comes before. And now we're going to move on to the instructions from the College Board themselves. Read the eulogy carefully. Then, in a well-developed essay, analyze the rhetorical strategies that Thatcher uses to convey her message. Okay, so read carefully. So reading carefully would be taking in all this information down to line 96, 97, 98 there, and reading it the way I like to do it is just taking it line by line and analyzing, looking for any rhetorical devices, rhetorical strategies in this section. And the reason I look for that in general, but more specifically I want to be on the lookout for these even more so in this essay because they've given us the purpose of our essay. The purpose of this essay is to analyze the rhetorical strategies that Thatcher uses to convey her message in writing. Okay? So that's our job. So we take her writing and we make it our writing. We take her writing and we analyze it in our writing. So the cool thing about this is your thesis needs to respond to this task. They've told you what you need to do. You don't have to guess. You don't have to write about this, that, and the other. You just have to analyze how this person achieved such a good eulogy through the rhetorical strategies to convey her message and how they communicated that. They've made that very clear. So really read that instruction, read the prompt. That's one of the most important parts of writing an essay, okay? Writing specifically an AP essay, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start over here in my text edit box. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to provide a little background, and we're also going to provide a little, and we're also going to provide the readers a roadmap that they can take forward into the rest of your essay. So today we're just going to focus on the thesis. I'm going to pretend that you've read this, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the information. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can structure the essay or the thesis statement with the rhetorical strategies coming first or the rhetorical strategies coming after. So let's go ahead and talk about the thesis that's going to help formulate our central argument. The thesis needs to formulate that central argument. It needs to say what you're going to talk about in the essay, and I've said that a lot, and I can't say it enough. Now, it could be the last sentence in your intro paragraph, so you'd have the intro, and then thesis. That could be it, but it doesn't have to be. Your thesis can just be incorporated within your introduction, but it does need to be present in the intro because your readers can't carry on into your essay without knowing where they're going. And so, and you need to link it back to the purpose. So you want to make sure you mention rhetorical strategies, mention Thatcher and her message and her eulogy, and you can either make it as specific or as general as you want it to be. So it could be something as simple as, through the use of several rhetorical strategies, former prime minister, make sure you capitalize correctly, Margaret Thatcher delivered a compelling eulogy for the former U.S. president. This is a very, very general thesis statement, but it provides your readers, they know where you're going. They know you are going to use rhetorical strategies to explain why she delivered a compelling eulogy for the former U.S. president. However, I don't think this is worthy of the 8 or the 9 range. I think if you do write a really good essay, this could put you in about the 6 range in terms of scoring. But I think in order to score a really high score on this, an 8, you're going to want to use a more specific thesis statement. And obviously there's other things that go into it, but your thesis statement is the structure and the backbone of your paper. And so if you do this well and you write that paper well, you're going to get that 8 and that 9, and we can talk about that in other lessons. So how I'm going to structure this is I'm going to structure this using in the same way, but I'm just going to be a little bit more specific. Okay? So through the use of, and rhetorical strategies, I would normally put those first in my thesis. I would include those in the first half instead of the second half as if I were writing something else. Okay? Through the use of the rhetorical strategy ethos, so her establishing ethics, her connecting to her audience sense of ethics, that's a Greek word, through the use of the rhetorical strategy ethos and Thatcher's incredible sense of diction, the former Prime Minister delivers a compelling eulogy for the former U.S. president. Now what this does is not only does it provide some background as to what to remind the person what they're reading about, but it also connects two things you're going to talk about and provides a very specific roadmap. So now when your readers read your essay, when that grader reads your essay, they know that you are not only going to talk about ethos, but you're also going to talk about their sense of diction. And those two things will be incredibly important and will help your reader understand what they're going into, and it will help them be able to really look at your paper in a new light, whereas just kind of scanning around and saying, is that a rhetorical device? Are they talking about rhetorical devices here? Which ones are they talking about? Here they already know and they're looking for it. And that's what's going to set you up for success. Just by doing this simple thing, you are already on your way to a 9 on question 2 of the AP English Language and Composition free response question. So remember the thesis, the thesis, the thesis. Restate some key facts, and then provide a very clear roadmap that helps formulate your central argument and helps give the guide to the reader as to where they're going to go in your paper. Okay? Hey everyone, if you found that video helpful, go ahead and contact me on the MAST Education website. I'm really excited about working with you, and I can't wait to meet you. So go ahead and click the link above to contact me, and we'll be in touch soon. And I look forward to working with you. Have a great day.